The Denver Broncos just added a quick, agile route runner to their 90-man training camp roster, a wide receiver who's beaten the odds to get here. In this video, we're diving into whether he can make the final 53-man roster. Plus, we'll break down major dysfunction unfolding in the AFC that could seriously impact the Broncos' playoff chances. With teams on our schedule already unraveling, this could work heavily in our favor. One of those games might be a primetime showdown, possibly against the Cincinnati Bengals. Remember last season? That intense overtime clash where Denver went toe-to-toe with the Bengals late in the year as the playoffs were on the line? Our offense didn't have much trouble moving the ball against their struggling defense, a unit that's now pouring even more money into wide receivers, despite defense being their biggest concern. The only real standout on that Bengals defense remains Trey Hendrickson, but even that's a shaky situation. Trey Hendrickson is frustrated with his contract situation. Just before the draft, he said negotiations were progressing, but that optimism didn't last. Talks have stalled, and Hendrickson is once again voicing his displeasure across multiple outlets. A holdout is likely. If rumors are true and the Broncos open the season on Monday Night Football against Cincinnati, it could be a huge break for Denver. Not only would we face a defense already ranked near the bottom, but they'd be missing their top pass rusher and starting the year even slower than usual. Let's not forget, the Bengals lost to the Patriots in Week 1 last season, despite being heavy favorites. Now their defense is falling apart again. Their top 2 defensive draft picks didn't attend minicamp because of concerns over injury guarantees. One of those players, Shamar Stewart, was expected to make an immediate impact, but he may not even suit up to start the season. Add to that a linebacker also holding out, and this defense is in chaos. This matters not just for the opener, but in the tight AFC playoff race. If Denver ends up competing for a wildcard spot, every edge counts, and we just might edge out Kansas City this year. One interesting note, a recent scout report identified Denver's biggest roster weakness heading into the season as running back. But if that's truly our biggest issue, we're in pretty good shape. Sean Payton has a reputation for doing more with less than almost any coach in the league. And this offseason, Denver has only improved. The defense got better. We finally addressed the tight end position. Young wide receivers are showing major progress. As for the running back room, if Payton really believed it was a problem, he would have acted. There were plenty of options. Najee Harris was available. James Cook in Buffalo was rumored to be unhappy. Travis Etienne's name came up. Nick Chubb and J.K. Dobbins are still out there. But Denver stayed quiet. That speaks volumes. Even in minicamp, the team didn't invite a flood of new backs to try out. That shows confidence. R.J. Harvey is already making a name for himself and showing real promise. Payton's focus seems to be elsewhere, specifically finding the right slot receiver, and he may have found one. Sports Illustrated recently covered Denver's push to add wide receiver talent. While one undrafted target ended up signing with New England, the Broncos still brought in a handful of intriguing names. Among them were receivers from Toledo and NC State, and even more interestingly, 2 tryout players. These guys weren't just undrafted, they were passed over entirely, even during the wave of post-draft free agent signings. One of those long-shot tryout players is Kyrese White. His journey has been anything but typical. White played at the University of Utah before transferring to Utah State. Standing 5 feet 10 inches and weighing 186 pounds, he fits the mold of a classic slot receiver, the kind Denver's been missing. What really makes him stand out is his agility and speed. At Utah State's Pro Day, White clocked a 4.56-second 40-yard dash, the fastest of any participant, and bench pressed 20 reps. That's impressive power for a player his size. On film, you see the burst and quickness right away. He has the shiftiness to return kicks and punts, which could make him even more valuable alongside Marvin Mims. Against Robert Morris, White showed off his ability to catch out of the backfield, make defenders miss, and gain yards after the catch. He brings a type of explosiveness that this offense desperately needs. The Broncos also brought in another intriguing athlete, Wayan Davis. At 6 feet 4 inches, Davis ran a 4.34-second 40-yard dash and recorded a 42-inch vertical. His relative athletic score, ARAS, was off the charts, 9.3 out of 10. While he's raw, the athletic upside is hard to ignore. Coaches at minicamp were already buzzing about his potential. A 6 foot 4 inch receiver with a 42-inch vert could be a dream target for Bo Nix, especially in the red zone. Sean Payton clearly wants a variety of playmakers. With Kyrie's White working the slot and big-bodied receivers like Davis stretching the field, Denver is building a wide receiver core that can do it all. There was some speculation about Lil Jordan Humphrey returning, but that's off the table. He's re-signed with the New York Giants. The fact that Denver didn't push harder to bring him back speaks volumes. If they wanted him, they could have made it happen. Instead, the team is sticking with its current group, which is a good sign. This offense already finished top 10 in scoring last year, and the defense, even better. Bleacher Report recently ranked Denver's defense #1 in the NFL going into the season. With stars like Pat Surtain II, a healthy Riley Moss, and a relentless pass rush led by Jonathan Cooper and Baron Browning, this unit could dominate. And here's the kicker. Denver's schedule includes multiple teams with bottom-tier defenses. We're talking about the Tennessee Titans, ranked 30th, the Las Vegas Raiders, 29th, and we play them twice, and the Jacksonville Jaguars, 27th. That's a huge opportunity to pile up points. And yes, we get to face those teams this season. That's a huge opportunity for Denver to capitalize on some weaker defenses and start strong. Broncos country, it's an exciting time. With the schedule released right around the corner, there's plenty to be hopeful about. Let us know in the comments, how are you feeling about this team heading into the season?